Hey, I'm Aldyn, and I am doing a card reading today, partly because Venus is in the shadow phase of retrograding, and that doesn't happen too often, and it is in Gemini, so yeah, maybe you're noticing some shifts about even communicating with your deepest desires within, like communicating with yourself about love, and then having an easier time because of that expressing it to another about how much you really desire and love your twin flame. So I think Venus in Gemini is really interesting because it's like communication meets romance. And I mean, Mercury and mercurial energy aren't like necessarily associated with romance, but actually, of course, like healthy communication is very sexy, whereas not communicating well, I think, is sometimes portrayed like in movies and stuff as like, ooh, mysterious, what's going on, what's gonna happen next, is something good gonna happen or something weird or what, but yeah, no, like it doesn't matter how much communication you have, there will always be more to discover until you're perfectly aligned completely in union with your highest self, and with your twin flame. So there's going to naturally be some mystery, but you don't need to run away from what's like in front of you, or try to create mystery, or avoid your feelings somehow, or not talk about like what it is that that makes you love. Like how is it that you can love so much, and how is it that you can love yourself so much? Like, where does this come from? Well, it comes from the divine, it comes from God, right? But it's really healthy to let that all flow. And so Venus going retrograde is, I don't know, this way, that way, whatever retrograde way, is time to reflect on that, reflect on romantic communication, and that all really does begin with you and yourself. So with that being said, let's get a card going. So this first card I'm going to pull is from the Moonology deck. All right. And the Moonology Oracle cards are by Yasmin, Boland. So I already have it ready to go, although I don't know what it is. I shuffled and everything. So it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Actually, I think the moon is in Scorpio. It's not quite full. But anyway, it's time to release negativity. Yes. So to me, what I'm getting from this card is it's time to put your doubts behind you. Your doubts about how you actually feel aren't serving you, and they are negative. There's negative patterns that can happen that you can feed into when you're going beyond skepticism, beyond questioning, and into doubt. It's one thing to have healthy questioning about things and get clear, and then it's another thing to think that the way that you feel is crazy, because if the way that you feel is crazy, then what do you really have? Like, your feelings are everything, right? I mean, I don't know, what would life be without your feelings? It would be like, I don't really know, like you're a weird something like that. It wouldn't be good. Of course, like, you know, you have to think about stuff. That's why you have a mind, and all of that. But if you don't apply everything in a, what do I want to say, an aligned way where you're always, you know, going into your feelings too, and not closing that off. Sometimes things are just naturally going to be more logical to figure out. But then what if you figure something out that seems really logical, but then there's a deeper meaning and you wouldn't have gotten there if you hadn't felt your feelings? So it's always worth it to go deeper with feeling, and you might have fear there that you will find something negative, and indeed you may. And that's because it is ready to be released. And you can just use the mirror exercise, which is all about loving yourself. And just let go of the negativity, you know, pull out of the negative pattern and reinvest everything back into love, because that is what's going to yield to you your abundance in everything anyway. So that is that card. And I also have Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey Demarco. Ooh, so shiny. This was also shuffled. So let's see what we have here. We have dog companionship. I think this goes along really well with the theme of communicating, of romantic feelings being communicated, and being able to express how you feel to others too. You know, your true self. Well, that's gonna help you feel like you have companionship in the world too. And I think this is a really good time for that. It's like, oh, well, we're not like going out so much, I guess hardly at all, face to face. Well, what is companionship really about? And then going deeper with that, like, how is your twin flame your companion in truth? How do they complement you? Because you're unique, so you're going to also be complemented uniquely, and that's a really cool companionship to go deeper into. So yeah, and dogs are very loyal too, so this is also, I believe, about loyalty. And I think it's interesting that there's an arrow there being shot like an archer, so that kind of makes me think of Sagittarian energy and this idea of traveling. It's like you might have this yearning to go somewhere or to be more unified, but that really starts within, and I think that's what we're all being called to do, is to actually feel that way and not to look for something outside of ourselves to unify us and then use that as an excuse to push it off. So keep on feeling your feelings. Yeah. And Crystal Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. So this will be the last card. And this is stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. Dolomite. Very pink and pretty. Oh yeah. Yeah, so to me this is kind of about like not gaslighting yourself. Maybe in the past you've allowed others somehow to dictate to you what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to feel. And that's not what a positive outcome is dependent on. It's dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. So your positive mindset really comes from love and peace, and from that foundation that you cultivate within. So keep cultivating that and stand on that, and you'll always be standing on the highest ground. So you don't need to like leak your energy sort of like defending yourself, or just communicating in a way that doesn't feel good to you. I mean, this is not the time for that, right? This is the time to really like focus on self-care and to get really clear on how we want to communicate with the world, and how we can share who we truly are inside with the world. And who you truly are inside is very beautiful, and it's perfect just for you and your experience. So yeah, Dolomite, very nice. Guess that's it. Those are all the cards that I have for today. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Got a little tongue-tied. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. I'm doing more card readings, and check out the links below. You can always talk to me if you would like to do a consultation, and I offer coaching and readings, and I also do creativity classes, so a bunch of good stuff. Anyway, they're all in the links below, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.